Hey, happy Memorial Day. This is Jacob at Georgia Pro Scapes. The other day we went and picked up a grass catcher system for Scag vride 2 and a grass flap. So today I'm going to make a quick video of how to switch from the grass chute that's on the deck over to the grass flap. And then later down the road this fall, when we go to put the grass catcher on there, we'll make another video on how to install that. Hopefully we can keep the grass flap on the deck with the catcher, but we'll see how that goes. So just stay tuned. We'll walk you through the process of this grass flap. We'll show you the different size bolts and nuts you're going to need. I think you're going to need a screwdriver and a drill on part of it. We'll just walk you through all that, give you all the tips and hints on what you're going to need to do to be able to do this. Alright, so first to start with, we're going to take the blower and we're going to blow all this debris off the deck, get it cleaned up so it's easy to walk with. And then right now this grass chute that we have on it, you know, it's just the original one. We've got a bungee cord that's holding it up just so it blows out better. But so we're going to get rid of the bungee cord, get rid of that chute, and then get the grass flap on. Also going to take this bungee cord off to start with. Get that. We'll set this over here to the side. These bolts here, they're probably going, they look like they're going back a 10 or 12 millimeter. We'll try that out real quick. This will be a 12. Okay, a little bit bigger. It's so these bolts here, they're going to be 13 millimeters. So these chutes are pretty easy to take off. Kind of wiggle these and that bolt will come out. Don't know if we'll need those remotes, so we'll set those to the side. Now we'll undo this one. Alright, so we'll pull this bolt out, and then this is just going to pull this up and get that spring out of there. And then that chute comes off. It's real simple, easy to get off, no big deal there. And then let's see. So the grass flap does have a couple bolts on it, so you won't need those ones. They're pretty long, so you won't need those ones to do this. I'm going to take these bolts out. And these are 13 millimeter as well. And these just set right in here. Let's see. Alright, so that one's in. Alright. So this is our first time putting this on, so it seems like it's gonna be pretty easy though. Okay, so we'll just fold that down, and then we'll tighten these bolts up. So this grass flap, I didn't buy it new. There's a guy about an hour and a half from me that had this grass flap. He had V-Ride and he was selling it, and I happened to see it on Facebook, and I just hit him up and said, hey man, would you sell that grass flap and that catcher off your V-Ride? And he said he would. He had some people offer him less money than he wanted for the V-Ride to get out of it, and he said, you know what, he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you because people are offering me less than I want, and since they're doing that, I'm not gonna give them the full thing. He said, I'll sell it to you, and that way I can sell it to them cheaper. So it worked out good for us. So now I'll say, here we are, we're gonna get it all put together and start using it. Little Carter pin right here, and there's I'll show you this. I didn't realize it when I about lost it. There's a little bushing right here. So you want to make sure you don't lose that one. So be careful when you pull that pin out. You don't want to lose that bushing. So what you're going to do with this cable, you're going to undo this one nut and bring it to the front here. And you're going to take it, and the cable goes in this notch with a hole. You're going to put the cable through the top, and then those threads will slide through. And then when you're going to take this, and you're going to thread this nut back on. That holds this cable in place on this bracket for the grass flap. So once we get it on here, alright, and then we'll tighten that up. I don't know. Okay, so that will work. We'll see. Probably have to maybe, yep. So a 1/2 and a 13mm you can use for this right here. Just take this, I say just hold the one and then tighten the other one up. Just what it does is it will tighten these up on this bracket to hold the cable in place. It's starting to tighten up now. Alright, so that's good. And then you'll take this cable and you'll pull it up to here. And you're going to take your little pin, slide it through here, through that bushing. And then you're going to take this pin, you're going to take the, so when you do, once this is in here, you're going to take and just bend these around, and that will stop that pin from being able to come out. It's pretty long, so I'm actually going to go around it one more time. You know, the more you go around it, the safer that's going to be from coming out. So before we put our, so I'll show you right here. So this little bracket is just going to go, and it slides over here, and then there is this self-tapping screw that goes in through here in that bracket, and then it will, I may put it on the side, I may put it on the top. I might feel like that's gonna, I think I'm gonna put it on the top because the side, if you do it here and if you push this, you can kind of see it pushes it up into this spring on the frame. So what I'm probably gonna do is take some slack and pull it down, because if you have it loose, that cable is gonna hit the exhaust and it's just gonna melt and cause trouble. So to keep it away from the motor, what I'll probably do is pull some slack out, kinda like this, and then I'm gonna take this and screw it in right here, and then that way I can keep this slack right here and then keep away from the muffler. And then there's another one, this is pretty easy. This right here, it's just a little magnet. You take a zip tie and go around the cable and through here, and I say this is actually a really strong magnet, so we probably use that to help pull it off the motor as well. So we put this foot pedal, we put it here. We have it, if you can tell, just a little bit, it's angled just a little bit. That way when you go to operate this, your foot will catch this edge easier. With it angled a little bit, it kind of pushes this out towards where your foot is already. So we have that kind of twisted just a little bit, not a whole lot. You can kind of see just a little bit. It's not straight, it's just a little crooked right there. And then that cable, we have it looping around and going up through here between the two pumps, and then we're gonna go between these two pumps, and then we're gonna go beside the engine, and then you can see it coming. You kind of see it right there going through the beside the pump, beside the motor, and then down here to the frame. It's got a magnet, and then it's got a magnet and a self-tapping screw to screw in here or here, whichever you prefer. So I forgot to mention, on this pedal you have 2 bolts. You can see in there. Let's see if I can pick that up. There's one in front of that bracket, and there's one right here at the back, one up there and one here, and then they just go through these existing holes in your plate, and they just they're 1/2-inch bolts. You can see them right here, just 1/2-inch bolts, nothing special. It just bolts down. Like I say, we come up here, and then I didn't check, and then I just checked it, made sure it will fit. Come up the middle. There's enough flex in this plate, as you can see. It wiggles to have that cable run through there. So this is back on. The foot pedals on. Okay, so what we have decided is, I'll show you about quick. This magnet, we ended up sticking it right here on the deck, and just beside the serial number, just the equipment tag plate. So we stuck this magnet here with the zip tie. We haven't tightened it down yet in case we want to make an adjustment, but trying to get the spring with the spring here, trying to get this self-tapping screw right here was going to be a pain. So what we did was we put that magnet a little closer and brought this over here. So we're going to put this right here on the frame, just in the middle of that frame in line. So we'll just take the impact here. See if I can do this with one hand. No, I ain't going to do it with one hand. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Alright, so just like that, that is the bracket right here. So we're just going to check right here. So the magnet being right there will hold everything off the, it's going to hold that cable off the pump and the motor. So we're just going to tighten that zip tie down right there, and then we'll cut that zip tie and we'll be good to go. Alright. Pull out the trash. So there it is. That's the complete install. So it doesn't take maybe 10-15 minutes between getting the original chute off, getting it bolted on. It's just the 2 bolts, the 13 millimeters right here. You might be able to use a 1/2 on that as well. I'm not too sure. Let me check. Let's see. Here's a 1/2, because a 1/2's what we use on the other. Yep, so you can actually use a 1/2 on all these bolts. So the whole grass flap is easy. All you need is a 1/2-inch ratchet or 13 millimeter, either one, and a 13-inch or a 1/2-inch wrench, either one. You know, combination of those two. They're so close in sizes, they'll both work on this. We're just putting these tools back up in the box. That way we don't lose them, and we have them in case we ever need them while we're in the field. Alright. As you can see, this box is dusty riding around on the truck all the time. So, but yep, so you have these 2 1/2-inch bolts here and here. And then you have one Phillips head self-tapping screw. And then you have the magnet right there. And then you come around here and you have these 2 1/2-inch bolts right there. So, or 13 millimeter, either one you want to do. So it's actually pretty easy. It's quick, 10-15 minute thing. I'll show you how it works. So the way these grass flaps work is, I'll show you real quick. If you push this pedal down slow, it's going to open your grass flap up, and then when you let go, it shuts. So that's how it's supposed to work. There's nothing wrong with it, but when you want it to go and stay up like that, what you're going to do, you're just going to do just a quick tap on the pedal. You're just going to push it fast, and what it does is that momentum, the energy will go and came over into the other position, just like that, and then you just tap the pedal one more time. So I'll show you that right here. You're going to take it, you're just going to instead of pushing down real slow like that, you're gonna just tap it. See? Just a real quick tap, and it just goes right over. I said, but if you push it all the way down, it's gonna stop halfway. If you just do a quick hit, it'll flip up, and then you hit it again, it flips back down. So it's actually a real easy, simple design. I think we're going to end up loving it. A lot of people say how great they are, so we're going to take that, and I don't know, it's been raining the past like 4 days here in Georgia, and I guess it's going to keep raining here shortly. I say it's real humid, but we probably won't get to cut our own grass today, but hopefully we'll get to it over the next couple days. And if not, while we're out in the field, we will put the GoPro up on here. We put a GoPro mount right here on the vride so we can video. We'll get a few videos of how it works and us using it and everything, and I'll let you see how all it goes. So now that we have the deck down, and we got to bring that deck back up, you can see that cable, it's not in the way, it just folds up, and when we take the deck down, it still holds it in place with the slack. It just pulls it back out of it. So that's that grass flap. I said it's about a 10-15 minute install, taking the old chute off, putting the new one on. It's not no big deal at all. It's real simple, real easy. If you have any questions on how we got to go on, if you know any specifics or anything, feel free to comment on the video or send us a message, call, text, whichever. We'll always be happy to help out where we can. Y'all have a blessed day.